Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at this FlexSolar 40-watt portable charging panel, and I'm going to show you a project in which this is going to be a part of. So let's check it out. Alright folks, welcome back. So I like the fact that they're starting to make these in a little bit of a smaller wattage for smaller projects. This is the FlexSolar 40-watt portable solar charger. It is a very heavy-duty, robust, well-made product. I gotta say, I've been messing around with this thing, dropping it, picking it up, putting it all over the place. The thing is built like a tank. I like the different design of it. It doesn't have Velcro that closes it, so you may want to use some kind of strap to close it up. But it is a 40-watt panel that's actually 40 watts. You know the smaller ones that just have the USB connector on them to charge your phone or other USB devices? They always seem to be like, they say 20 watts and they deliver about 10 or 11. Never fully 40 watts. This thing, when I had it out in good sunlight, got me about 38, 39 watts coming out of it. That's pretty impressive for a smaller panel. So it's a 19.8 volt, 2.1 amp maximum. It's waterproof, IP67. It's a foldable panel, of course, with the USB QC 3.0. It's got a Type-C in there, as well as a DC port compatible with power stations, and that's what we're going to use today to check this thing out. Let me give you a quick look at the panel itself. And it's kind of hard to tell on camera where the panel ends and the webbing begins in the middle here. But this is a very large panel. I'll show you it outside. You're never going to see it all inside here on my table. But you get the idea. I mean, this is a really nice, well-made, large panel. And I like the fact that it came with some carabiners so it can be hung up. It does not have feet stands on the back of it. You know those little Velcro things that pull out. So you're going to have to find a place to put this. We're going to use that box back there. And that box is going to be part of the project. I'll explain it to you. Now folded, this is 8 by 11, all right, plus 1.8 inches thick. Nice lightweight design. It's about 2.8 pounds, so around 3 pounds. It can be easily squeezed into pretty much anything, your backpack, whatever. If you want to carry this for your own personal reasons and not use it in some kind of project like I'm going to be doing, and we're going to do it on the channel, this is perfect for you. Gives you enough punch and enough power to actually charge stuff up quicker without one of those little tiny ones with the Velcro on the back. And they don't have enough power when it comes to charging up anything larger than a cell phone, honestly. I have a few of them that I've reviewed on my channel. They work great for like tablets and cell phones. But that's really where they end. You know, you really can't do much with them. So this can be hooked to your backpack, but as you can tell, there's another 2 panels left on there. So then it goes out even 2 more. So it's kind of big to be carrying on your backpack. I would say this is good for a fixed location. This will eventually, when I get this all set up, live in my vehicle, and something like that can pack behind anything. You know, it's going to have the project we're building, plus this panel to go with it. So it's got a really high conversion rate. 24% of solar energy that hits this will go into your products. It's a nice polymer surface. It protects them from rain or wet or fog. The 3 ports are covered with rubber to protect them. Of course, I don't have the rubber plugs in there now. They're over on the other side here. But they are protected with rubber, so you can protect them. It does have that smart IC chip technology. So it's a built-in voltage stabilizer and a circuit that detects your device's optimum maximum charging requirements. So you can go from plugging a phone into this to plugging a power bank into this to whatever you want. It will detect it and make sure that your device is getting the right amount of power. Another neat thing that nobody talks about with these is charging your car's battery. A lot of times, especially for us hams when we're doing events and we're in our car, maybe we're communicating during a parade or whatever, we tend to forget that the car isn't running and we're running down the battery. So putting something like this connected to your car battery, and you can put clips on it, so you can clip it right to your battery, will keep your battery topped off as you're running your radios. I did try this a little bit with that second radio that I installed that actually has a voltage display on it, and it kept it topped off perfectly fine. It was at 14.2 volts the whole time, even with transmitting. So definitely a cool little thing. Let me quickly show you my project and what I plan on doing with this, and then we can move into the demo of the actual product and see how much power it takes into our little Rockpals 500 watt power bank. So let me get that all set up and show you what we're going to be doing with it. So with the fact that there's an ammo can there, you'll probably guess what's going on here. What I'm going to be doing is making a lower power supply, a lower amperage power supply for my QRP radios. When I want to go set up somewhere, I want to be able to take my radios with me and maybe run my FT817 or this little antenna tuner, okay, or maybe even this little radio, this little guy. So that's the thing. I want to run QRP radios on this power supply, and I don't want to spend an absolute fortune on one specialized for ham radio. So I want to show you some of the components that we're going to be using in this. Now, of course, first things first, this is our charger. This is our cable. It's going to run from this panel into these power poles. And it's going to go into this solar charge controller. This thing is pretty amazing. We'll do a full review once we build all this. This is an RF silent charge controller. For those of you that have built these little home battery boxes, and then you plugged an HF radio into it while you got the solar panel out there, you know how noisy a charge controller can be. And believe me, it's not the panel, it's always the charge controller. These things are sealed and RF silent. They're made by Genasun. They're a little bit more expensive than the smaller charge controllers, but trust me, they are worth it. They are definitely worth it. So this is all going to be built out, and of course I'm going to have a little control panel here with the voltage on it and all that fun stuff. You know, the voltage, a little cigarette lighter plug in it, on and off switch, and some extra wiring. So that's where this little panel is going to get used. It's going to be a small, compact little system that I can carry, and I do have a battery in here, by the way. It's not a lithium iron phosphate, although eventually I may upgrade to that. It's just a 10 amp hour gel cell battery that I'm going to be using in this kit. Now, some of this stuff's going to go on the outside, some of it's going to go on the inside. We'll figure it all out when we get there. Right now, I can actually see that that's going to fit perfectly in there. So that's probably going to go on the outside. And that's going to be the product. So that's the project that I'm working on. I just kind of wanted to jump into it because this is probably going to be done in the new year, you know, after New Year's. So keep an eye out. We will be building that together. And I'll show you how easy it is to make a solar generator. A lot of times they tend to charge a fortune for them when you can really make them yourself pretty quickly. So that's the product and that's the project. Let's get back into the panel. Let's take it outside. I did have to wait to do this video a little bit today because it was rainy and gloomy and stormy and dark. It's still overcast, but that's a really good test for this. Even though it looks sunny, it's going to still be a little overcast out there. But that's an excellent test for this little guy. We're going to see how well he does in a little bit of overcast, cloudy weather. So let me get it outside with our Rockpal solar generator, and let's try it out. You can probably tell I wasn't kidding about it just stopping raining. It's been the last day or two, it's been just on and off drizzle, which is very unusual. Normally out here when we get rain, it's like one big storm, really, really hard, and then it's gone. So it will be good to see. The sun's coming up this way, and it's all cloudy in front of it. Going to be good to see how much energy this thing pulls in. It's not at the perfect angle. I'll move it around a little bit to make it a little straighter. But again, it doesn't need to be. As long as it's in the way of the sun coming down at it, you're going to get some decent results. So let me move the camera a little bit lower, and we'll get the Rockpals over there, and we'll see just how well this thing works in kind of cloudy weather. Now you'll probably see the wattage go up and down. Right now I have a box in front here, and then the ammo can, and I have it just resting there. Sun's coming up and down. There's 22 watts, 20. So you're probably seeing it float around a little bit. I'm going to try to cover it with my shirt so you can actually see it. 25, 30, 17. So you can see the clouds are moving around out there like crazy. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad for you. But you can see it's actually working. It's doing its job. Even in this cloudy condition where it's going up and down because the clouds are moving in and out over the sun. Now the sun's really coming down. There's 31. Yeah, so it does a pretty good job. So I'm going to leave it out here for a little bit, see how long it takes to charge it up, and bring you back inside when we're done. So from the safety of my garage, so you won't hear all that wind noise, I wanted to show you how I have it set up. It was kind of hard to tell. I rewatched that little bit of footage that I did of it charging, and I'm like, they're going to think I plugged this into the wall or something. So this is how it's set up. You'll notice that the panel really isn't angled all that great. It's not perfect by any means. I just have a cardboard box holding it up with the ammo can kind of holding up my power station there so I could show you the charge rate. And the sun's been coming up and down, in and out. So it might take longer to charge than normal, but you see even in cloudy conditions, solar for charging like this can work very, very well. Really impressed with it so far. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes and we're going to let it finish up. And we'll see how far we get in about 10 minutes or so. So as you can see here on the battery, we went from 96 to 98. Now I'm going to be honest with you here. 10 minutes turned into about 18 minutes because I started gaming out how I want to put that box together. I kind of got lost in my own thoughts. So almost 20 minutes went up three percentages. Not bad for such a small panel. Remember, it's only a 40-watt panel. You know, we're not going to be charging bigger things like that. I have 100-watt panels, but for my project I'm going to be using it for, it's awesome. So that is the FlexSolar 40-watt portable solar charger. There is one thing that it will probably shock you a little bit because of the way it's made and because of the fact that it's a lower unit, which is a little more in demand I'm seeing on Amazon right now, lower wattage unit. It is a little expensive. It's $89.99, so you figure 90 bucks. But you can see how well it's made. The thing is built like a tank, honestly. So that's my deal. I've been really happy to see that a lot of these new panels that are coming out are starting to have ports for 12 volts. Because it always drove me nuts that all I could charge was my cell phone on these, and that was it. Or maybe a USB-C, and nowhere to plug in a 12-volt thing. So this will regulate it. There is a little light on here that comes on when it has sun, a little red light. And as you can see, it got up to about 33 watts when the sun came out. So you can see that solar will work in cloudy conditions. You saw it was just finished raining about an hour ago. And you saw the ground was wet, and there's tons of clouds in the sky. So as the clouds move over the sun, yeah, it got up, and then it went down, and then it got up. When I pulled this off, it was about 7, and right as I was going to unplug it, it shoots up to 31 because the sun came out. You know, the clouds moved away, and the sun was beating right on it. So it definitely does its job, and like I said, it's very efficient. Seems to work just as advertised. There's no little weird outputs on it that's, you know, much lower than the rated 40 watts. So I'm really pleased with it. And when we get that project going, I will bring everybody back, and we will build that project sort of on video as we do it. It's going to be a very simple 12-volt box. There's no inverters, there's nothing like that. And it's just going to be primarily for my portable radios for rapid deployment where I can just grab a wire antenna, grab an HF radio, and go out and operate. So that's kind of the deal with it. Anyway, that's the FlexSolar 40-watt portable solar charger. I'm really impressed with it so far. You can check it out down below. I have the link if you're interested in buying it. It is also in my Amazon store, probably as well as all the other components I showed you. I think I put them all in there. So we will have some fun building that up together, and we'll see how well my little idea works. Anyway, I know the panel works, so I'm very pleased with it. Don't forget to check out all our links down below. We have a merchandise link where you can buy. We have coffee mugs, shirts, t-shirts. Great way to support the channel. Plus, you get something out of it. You're not just giving money away as a donation. You're actually getting something back, which I think is kind of cool. We have our Amazon affiliate store down there. I try to put everything that I review that's on Amazon in that store. With freeze-dried wholesalers, okay? Believe it or not, before the end of this year, I do have one more freeze-dried wholesaler cooking video coming up. So if you like that, don't forget to subscribe. By clicking that link that I have in my description down below, you'll save 15% on all your order, your whole order, 15% off. We have our My Patriot Supply link, which is preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com. We have specials on there for 3-week and 3-month specials. Lots of deals to be had there, some really, really good prices and some nice savings on that site. Don't forget to check out, lastly, our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. I noticed there were a lot of people this month that signed up as delivery customers, and that's a good thing. And again, if freeze-dried food is too expensive for you, if you're watching this going, this dude is nuts, man, I can't afford that, go out to the store and buy yourself canned food. I'd much rather you were prepared than you saved all your pennies to buy one can of freeze-dried food. Go out to your local stores and shop and buy some canned food and get yourself prepared. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.